try something new this year with traditional Hungarian Kifli. Buttery with a sweet filling, so delicious and fun to make, even better to eat. Hey, it's Vicky. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making some Kifli. So embedded in the Hungarian culture, even has its own day. It's Kifli Day. Got this recipe from my dad. Him and his family immigrated from Hungary to America when he was a teenager, and he started working in a bakery in Brooklyn. Ended up working with his brother in Edison and had a famous bakery there. Give me a shout out if you know Raritan Bakery. That's not a picture of me. That's my son at one of his bakeries. Let me show you how to make it. In a large bowl, mix in 2 sticks of butter, softened to room temperature, 1 egg yolk, and cream that together until it's nice and fluffy. Then we're going to add in 3/4 cup of sour cream. Stir that around till it's mixed together again. Then we're going to slowly add in 2½ cups of flour. And when you're measuring your flour, use a scoop so it doesn't condense too much in your measuring cup. Then a little trick, use the side of that scoop to level it off. Go ahead and mix that up and get all the flour incorporated until it turns into a soft ball and it's hard to mix with your spoon. Then you gotta get in there with your hands until all of the flour is incorporated. Take it out. Now it's a really soft dough, so we're going to need to chill it for about 2 hours. Even overnight is fine. It's important here for this sour cream dough to, number 1, stay cold and covered. Number 2, not to have a lot of flour. Flour is going to ruin your flavor here. So I'm going to work it in batches. So first I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to roll it. Alright, I'm going to actually use a mixture of a little flour and powdered sugar because I don't want it to take on too much flour, and it's a super soft dough. I'm going to press it into somewhat of a square before I start rolling, just to start the process. Since I'm making squares, I'm going to roll it into a square. My dad would actually use a bakery apron covered with flour and sugar to keep this dough nice and soft. Just gonna roll and turn, not putting too much pressure on the rolling pin. Okay, so you roll it into squares best you can. You want to make sure your bottom is not sticking, because we'll be making little squares and it is a pain when the squares stick. So I'm just going to turn it over. A little more powdered sugar, a little more flour, till it's about that thick. I guess that's 1/8 of an inch. When you roll your hand over it, that's how you know if it's the same size. You'll be able to feel any big bumps. We don't want that. We want it all to be even. Give it a little dusting of powdered sugar, and then we start cutting. To show you a little trick I know, I'm going to make my square, well, at least one side. I'm going to use my ruler. Then I'm just going to make it twice the length of my ruler. That's the easy way. I don't want to measure. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now that we're all squared up, I'm gonna do our fillings. Today I'm gonna use raspberry, some fig, and a nut filling that I made. You could also use apricot, is pretty traditional, poppy seed, prune. Can't buy nut filling that I know of, so I had to make one. I'll show you how to make it. For the walnut filling, about 2 cups of walnuts, 2 tablespoons of butter. I'll just do that little extra guy too. Have a cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Almond extract is super good in this too. And spritz. Until it's like a paste. Yummy. A yummy paste. And we're going to wet the corners so it all sticks together. Super quick way is just to kind of go right down the row, right down the line. Little offset spatula if you have it. That'll be your friend. There we go, little bitty buckets. Look how cute. If you don't have an offset spatula, you can always use a knife. That'll work too. I'll show you. In my family, and actually a lot of Hungarian families, this is known as Kifli Day. And the whole family would get together, well, mostly the ladies, I suppose. And we would just be making kiflis pretty much all day and give them to friends and people at work. I remember it was just a whole day. If you're Hungarian, you know what I'm talking about. You know what Kifli Day is. And if you're not Hungarian, this is something different for Christmas. If you find any guy like this, he needs a little bit more water. Hello, you. You're thirsty? Here you go. He really wants you to stick. Ooh. What did he do? Hey. He needs to stick. You don't want them coming out apart. That's no fun. Alrighty, we're all ready for our pan. And you could stick them close together because they're not going to grow in the oven. In the oven at 350 for about 10 to 13 minutes. I'll start on the next batch. Smells good. You're not going to get a lot of color. But you know they're done. You take a little peek. That'll do. I hope you like watching my video, because I sure love making them. What kind of cookies do you make for the holidays? Give me a comment. Let's get to know each other a little bit better. I'll see you next time.